Hey, call me Shape. And today I'm reacting to a video titled, Kevin Samuels warned us about Tracy Ellis Ross. And he was right. Let's get right into it.
May 5th, 2025 will mark 3 years since Kevin Samuels passed away. But even though he's gone, he's kinda still here. Let me explain. Kevin Samuels' message is still strong, and it's stronger than ever before. His old videos speak truth to power in today's time, especially with the class of women that he identified as quote-unquote modern women. Now, I think it's really funny that Kevin Samuels was labeled many times as a misogynist by women who are misandrous themselves. Remember when Kevin Samuels checked Kendra G?
This is why I'm gonna stop you right here, man. I'm gonna stop you right here, and I'm gonna stop you right here. This is why young women are stop coming to you, ladies. That's the woman who called my show last night asking, who are you to be giving all this advice? And then this 46-year-old woman. Young women are stop listening to y'all because you won't stop.
Stop it. Get some help.
There's a reason that 32,000 people watching my show, and a lot of them are women, because you're not telling them the truth. You won't be direct with them. You won't just tell them, look, if you want to have your career, it's going to cost you. You won't tell them that if you want to get married and have kids, you need to do it before a certain age to have a better shot. You know better, but you won't tell them.
In this same video, Kendra G admitted that she missed her point in her life to get a high value guy. Yet and still, Kendra G went around talking about black men like a dog. But it was okay. We found out that Kendra G was actually dating a younger man with her bad attitude. And what was that younger man accused of doing?
Hey, how was that Kendra G scrutinizing women about their requirements and preferences in a mate when she's parading around Los Angeles and being love bombed by Hush Puppy Jr., the Nigerian Deo, aka Donovan Johnson, aka Don Johnson, aka Reginald Green, aka Terrence Reed, aka James Wright, aka Timothy Price, and the list goes on. She is head over heels in love with a notorious scammer that recently came home from federal prison for bank fraud, credit card fraud, wire fraud, identity theft, and money laundering. Her Instagram is at Kendra G. It's Scam Central and screams scam likely. So when I did drop this email in her DM, as I told her I would, and text her, she didn't say a goddamn thing. But she had a lot of motherfuckers out trying to keep me or trying to scare me from even receiving this information.
That's right. He was younger and a scammer. And Kendra G never even spoke on these allegations because of the embarrassment. Fast forward! Now we have Tracy Ellis Ross, who of course has went viral for talking down on men, saying that older men are toxic and she prefers younger guys. Well, this is interesting because Kevin Samuels talked about Tracee Ellis Ross even a few years ago.
Men are not selecting Tracee Ellis Rosses. Not for marriage. She can still get it. There are a lot of guys who would slay that easy, would have no problem even being seen with her in public. But would a man that she wants do it?
And that's crazy. First of all, I didn't know he said Tracee Ellis Rosses. What? Let's just call them Tracy's. If you meet a Tracy, right, a woman over, let's say, the age of 45, and she tells you that she can't date men her age because they're toxic masculinity, and she looks for a gender fluid man, you know, that's younger, and they're so gorgeous, like a creep, and like they said something about Shannon Sharp. They said Shannon Sharp was creep. Tracee Ellis Ross is a creep too. Okay. But it's sad that Kevin's gone. It would be great if he was here during these times. What would Kevin say? What would Kevin do? And shockingly, he's been gone for 3 years and no one can really replace him. I can't replace Kevin. I could give out content. I could give my advice, but I'm no Kevin. I'm glad I spoke to Kevin on 2 occasions. So anyway, if anyone's seen the episodes where I'm in it, check it out, because he said it was a good conversation. He recommended I got involved in the church. He'd be happy now to find out that I'm closer to God than ever. So shout out to you, Kevin. Rest in peace. You know, I wish he knew more about healthy eating and healthy living, but, you know, a lot of us just didn't have the information, didn't search for it, didn't feel like we needed it. He probably had no clue that he was capable of dying of hypertension at a relatively young age. Much, much younger than the life expectancy the average life expectancy in America, right? 56, you think he died, 54 or something like that. Wild. Anyway, I think, something to be learned about all this is that we got to be grateful when God puts people like this in our lives, because he did so much work in a small amount of time that he was popping on YouTube. He was popping on YouTube for like 2 years, and he was just hit the door. He hit everything running, and I feel like the manosphere wouldn't be what it is today without Kevin. Like, Kevin's contribution is like second to none. Like, he really is the Godfather.
I want you to hear exactly what he has to say.
Let's imagine the man that Tracee Ellis Ross would get. Chances are he would be younger. Maybe some up and coming young actor. Can you imagine a woman like Tracee Ellis Ross with a 58-year-old CEO of a Fortune 50 company, an accomplishment? No, they needed a completely different woman.
But then he makes this particular appeal to the ladies.
And that's the ultimate point. The longer you're by yourself, the less likely you are a good fit for anybody else. I'm going to ask you ladies, especially you women over 35, what are you going to be willing to give up?
Oh yeah, what are you willing to give up? Sacrifice is a hard thing to do, especially in your middle 40s, when you sacrifice your 20s, your 30s, and all the other years to be somewhere nice in your 40s or 50s. So it's hard for any adult to want to continue to sacrifice. But he asked, what are you willing to sacrifice? Because if you want more, you got to give up more, because it's your responsibility to give the people what they want, especially if you want to be there. But let's see what Tracee Ellis Ross says.
Talked about this, that often I date younger men.
Let's imagine the man that Tracee Ellis Ross would get. Chances are he would be younger.
Your husband goes, but why? And I said, well, maybe because I can.
Yes.
One of the reasons, though, that, because I had to ask myself that question. I was like, what is this about?
Yeah.
Because I want a partner. And so often, and it's not just that I'm older, I'm also very embodied. I am a full, very whole person who knows myself, who is in charge of my life, and who lives a very full, just robust life. So it's not just age, it's like life experience and sort of a difference. But I had to ask myself the question, why? Why does this keep sort of coming up other than they're hot and gorgeous?
There's that.
There's that. But a lot of men my age are steeped in a toxic masculinity and have been raised in a culture where there is a particular way that a relationship looks. And anything that starts to smell of that for me, I did enough of it where I was controlled and felt like I was a possession, or whatever those things were, or prize, and I have no interest in it, and I will not do it again.
Wait a minute. She wants to date younger men? Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Kevin Samuels explained that, listen, she will definitely go for a younger guy. And it's not because she's unattractive. Hey, a guy would definitely do this with her. A guy wouldn't have a problem being seen with her. But a man who is successful cannot struggle with a lady like Tracee Ellis Ross. It's just not possible. It just won't happen. And what did she say? She said, yeah, the older guys are toxic. So that's the reason why I like dating you.
Well, the older guys are going to tell her exactly how it is, like Kevin did. Like, the thing about it is, what she's really saying is that she gets condemned and criticized by older men who keep it real, right? Toxic, like being blunt. Where the younger men are going to lie because in their mind, man, like, I want a shot at that. Like, Tracee, she got that body. Like, that body is no joke. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's that boontang she got, bro. And so she'll be looking for a younger guy, probably around my age, right? She's like 52, so 37, 36, 35, like around my age would probably do for her. And I probably could connect very well with Tracee Ellis Ross. We could probably have a good conversation. I would blow her back out. I really would. And this is something that, I'm not saying the offer's on the table, but the offer's on the table. But still, this all we can do is have fun, right? You couldn't be my wife. You couldn't give me a family. What can an older woman really do for me? Like, it just would have to be a fling. And that's what Kevin Samuels was trying to say, that this would just be a fling. Like, you'd be of no use to me other than a wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. And I'm trying to figure out why would she want that? And by the way, I'm not gender fluid, so maybe I wouldn't appeal to her, right? Because I don't have the same views. She would look at me like, oh, you're Christian, or you think this about this and that, and I'm like, well, it's not that I think this. This is what God says. Well, what do you think? What do you think? I think that the Bible is right. You know what I'm saying? Like, what do you want me to think? But the whole point about all this is that Kevin Samuels was so spot on. He predicted things years before they happened. So when you deal with a Tracee, and there's a lot of Tracees out there, I meet them all the time. There's a lot of beautiful women who never got married because they always thought they're too good enough for somebody, and they thought maybe their options would grow at some point, and it never did. And it's like a shame. It's like a waste of life. Because even though you could have decided to, I'm going to wait and I'm going to prolong this, the clock is ticking. And, it's not waiting for nobody, So you're going against your nature to try to be a partner with somebody. Ain't nobody want no partnership. Like the older woman I went on a date with a 40-year-old chick, in my mind I'm like, oh, she's playing games. I look back at it. It wasn't that she was playing games. She kind of was, because she could have just came out and said she wanted a quick hookup. I think that's what it really was. I think she just wanted to hook up. That's it. Because on the date she kept asking me, "Does my thing work? Does my thing work?" And I'm like, it works, yeah, but in my mind, I'm like, I'm not going to try to smash the girl right away, but now that I look back at it, she was probably hinting that, yo, why don't you try to smash me today? Like on the first date, on the first time we're meeting. And I've done that with girls before, I won't lie. I've smashed girls the very first time I've met them, more than once, right? Or more than one girl, I should say. I don't want to say more than once in the sense like the same girl more than once, but more than one girl. And it's usually their idea. Like there's girls out there that really just want to fling. And you can't be mad at them. Like Tracy Ellis Ross literally just wants a partner, a long-term fling technically, because she can't give you nothing but booty. And now that she's in like menopausal, right, she's probably not anything good. She has to use lubrication because once your estrogen starts going down, estrogen is the hormone of vaginal stimulation and lubrication. So the dryness that women feel in their 50s, 60s, 70s, that's real. You know what I'm saying? So I hope you like KY jelly because you're going to need it.
Younger men. And the reason why you want to date younger men is because, well, the younger men like you. Like, assume that you are a college athlete. You wanted to go play football at the University of Alabama. You really wanted to play quarterback. You're a good quarterback, but University of Alabama didn't believe in your abilities. So you ended up playing quarterback at San Jose State. Then you get a chance to play against Alabama. You're going to try to prove them wrong. And you know what? For the rest of your life, you might hate the University of Alabama because they didn't give you the opportunity. But you know who did give you the opportunity? The San Jose State Spartans. And let's say you go on and you have a great NFL career, you will always thank San Jose State for giving you that opportunity. This is the same fundamental ideology with Tracy Ellis Ross. The men that she would want would not pay attention to her. It has nothing to do with her beauty. It has nothing really to even do with her age. It's just that she's not willing to sacrifice to be with that kind of man. Because when you want to be with a successful man, there are fewer of them than there are of you. And if you feel like you don't want to sacrifice, then they're not going to do it, right? Like a man is not going to be controlled by a woman like Tracee Ellis Ross. So because you're not willing to sacrifice, it's easy to label a man misogynistic. They don't like gays, all of these other things. Because the reality is you want to be in control. Let me tell you something that my grandfather, who has now passed away, taught me as a young man. Boy, don't you ever let a woman run you. And that's what most successful men who understand what they're worth will understand that. Now, it's okay to compromise. You are going to have to compromise. If you are a man and you want a woman in your life that cares about you, you got to do something to keep her there, which is spending time with her, which is listening to how she wants things, because it still is a relationship regardless of if you have money or not, or if you're an alpha male. Everybody has to incentivize someone to be in a relationship. It's just too bad that Tracee Ellis Ross doesn't understand that. I have understood that now, okay? Most men understand that. We want a woman there. We need to incentivize her. At a point, it doesn't matter about how much you make. You can't be abusive. You can't be talking crazy. You need to incentivize that woman for you to be there if you want to be with her. But the reality is Tracee Ellis Ross doesn't want to incentivize any man. Like, she's the incentive. You know, since you with me, you should be glad you with me. I'm Tracee Ellis Ross. Jigro? What you mean? I'm fine. I'm Democratic. I'm light-skinned. Like, huh? And again, they just don't get it. And we've been trying to explain it. And every time you try to explain it like this, all of a sudden you hate women. And we can look at Kendra G's nasty ass attitude, and we can see that Kendra G's only available option was a young scammer from Nigeria that had 17 last names. She couldn't get anybody in the industry that will touch her with a 10-foot pole. Why? Nasty ass attitude, and nobody can put up with her or deal with that every day. That's just the reality, folks, and you can get mad if you want, and I know that you're mad, but it's not my fault. Kevin Samuels has been vindicated again. So guys, what do you think?
You know, it's funny because I look at this and like the Kendra G's, right? Kendra G, Tracy Ellis Ross, these women have money, they have visibility, they have success, and they still can't get the man they want. This needs to be the lesson to women. That you can go out there and get your career, put your career first, but putting your career first almost guarantees you won't get the man that you want first, right? You won't get the first man you would want. You know, Tracy Ellis Ross is a woman that can't really date the man she wants. If you're 52 years old, you've never been married, you've never had kids, and you're still not in a long-term relationship, no one's claiming you, but this entire time people are smashing and clapping your cheeks. Something's wrong with you. Like, everyone wants to point the finger, oh, this, and men are this, and it's funny because she never said anything's wrong with her, and she asked herself in the interview, like, what's this about? She came up with some bullshit rational lie, right? That's how when you rationalize, you tell yourself rational lies, or irrational lies, I should say. And, it's sad because you look at Tracy Ellis Ross, and I'm saying, man, that boot thing is real. That body she got is real. It's, bro. But you still need KY jelly, respectfully. I'm just trying to, you still need KY jelly. I know girls that need KY jelly in their 30s. I'm just saying. That's why I keep some in the bathroom. That's why I keep some. I'm embarrassed because sometimes people came over to my apartment. Like my dad came to my apartment one time, and I know he's seen the KY jelly. In my mind, I'm just like, damn, I should have hit it, but I wasn't thinking. I'm just so used to it being there. It never crossed my mind to hide the goddamn. Anyway, man, I just, I feel, who I really feel for though? The young women who are continuing to believe this lie, and they're going to be the next Tracees. The next Tracees of the world. There might be 34 right now. They might be 32 right now. But in 15 years, in 10 years, damn it, even in 5 years, they're heading towards a disaster like this. This is how not to live your life as a successful woman. If you're going to be a successful woman, use your success to attract the man of your dreams. Because if you don't, and you wait till you're in your 50s, you definitely won't get him. You have a time window. And I would love to do a live show where I talk to girls about this because I really would love to help them. But women don't want to be talked to. They don't want to be preached to. They don't want anyone to tell them, don't tell me, you can't tell me nothing, this and that. And it's a pain, so shout out to Kevin Samuels. He did the hard work. He said he had 32,000 people live. Wow. That's a popping live show. I mean, he really was who he said he was, and he only did live shows. He took the live videos and he put it on, you could watch the replay and they would do millions of views. But he mainly did call-in shows. And they were great, man. I remember I watched Kevin Samuels' show up to the day that he died. Like, I remember I watched his last live stream. Like, I literally was watching it. Like, it was crazy to think that, seeing that headline that Kevin Samuels rushed to the hospital, Kevin Samuels was dead. I'm like, what? I was just watching this live the night before. Like, it was, bro, heartbreaking because his work, there's so much work that still needs to be done. And again, Kevin had that unique vantage point. I don't think any of us got. Like, I'm not a 53-year-old man. I'm not there. So I'm not going to look at it. I don't have any kids. I was never married. He has a unique vantage point, and he delivered it. To me, he's the best to ever do it. Like, this red pill space, this manosphere, he's the best of it. You know what I'm saying? The best thing that came out of it. A lot of these dudes aren't who they said they are. They weren't as talented as he was. They weren't as respected as he was. You know, a lot of their talking points are his talking points. They said Kevin Samuels stole people talking points, but realistically, even if he did, to me, Kevin was the full pack. He had that better package together, you know? So, yeah, I think from now on, any girl I see like this, 35 and up, that single, put their career first, attractive, but want to control a man, that's a Tracee. That is a Tracee. Anyway, like the video, subscribe to the channel blowing up. I appreciate you guys. Shout out to everyone that purchased a hat. Check out some of my other videos, and I'll see y'all over there.